My name is Kamra Devi Dasi. I am a disciple of Srila Prabhupada, and this is number 5 in my autobiographical video series. The philosophy of Krishna consciousness itself became weaponized against those who chose to try to do the right thing and keep Srila Prabhupada's legacy alive. For example, the issue of offenses became a very good excuse for not hearing from those who saw the deviations that were going on. Oh, you are offensive to the devotees. You should be shunned. You should be banned. If you speak up, it will destroy the mission, and it will all be your fault. The organization is Srila Prabhupada's body. Your speaking will ruin everything and displease Srila Prabhupada and destroy his body. No sincere devotee wants to make offenses to those who are true to the path. To make offenses to the devotees, to blaspheme those who have dedicated their lives to the propagation of the holy names, is the first offense in the chanting of the holy names. It's very serious. I had to look very deeply at this. It's not as fine a line as some people say between calling things as they are and making offenses. Srila Prabhupada is clear in his lengthy purport to Bhagavad Gita as it is, chapter 16, text 1 through 3. To call a thief is not fault-finding, but to call an honest person a thief is very much offensive for one who is making advancement in spiritual life. As far as the organization goes, a body can get so diseased that the soul has to leave. And to be forced to keep family secrets always alludes to dysfunction. Srila Prabhupada told us that even if a devotee falls down, he's still to be regarded as a saintly person. Authorities in the organization use this instruction to minimize their own discrepancies and those of their elite peers, and to downplay and even criminalize the efforts of those who sought to keep things on track with what Srila Prabhupada had given to us. To fall down is different from committing intentional malfeasance, and to criminalize those who try to uphold the truth is a very serious crime in itself. And those in power sealed the envelope by using for their own purposes the often quoted adage, for which I can find no reference of origin: be like a thunderbolt with your own offenses and a rose with the offenses of others. While this is in line with the Vaishnava understanding, and we know that it's properly advised not to criticize others, but rather to aim for self-rectification, anything can be weaponized. And the last thing that an honest person on the devotional path wants to do is destroy their devotional life by criticizing other devotees. Devotees were told that even though there were pockmarks on the moon, that the moon still appeared bright, that the overall effect was still of brightness, so the pockmarks were insignificant and should be overlooked. In the true sense, if someone is practicing Krishna consciousness, then minor faults should be overlooked as the overall picture was good, and that any faults would continue to diminish with continued practice of Krishna consciousness. But the statement was taken out of context to say that devotees should pay no heed to the abusive and derelict behaviors of the leaders, because those people were rightly situated. Then there was, it's your karma. Whether the devotees tried to rationalize abuses to themselves out of humility, or having had their spirit knocked out of them by an authoritarian system, or were told that it was their karma when they reported abuses to the organizational leaders, It was not healthy. This stuff should not have gone on in Srila Prabhupada's society. From my own experience, when I met with a group of God brothers and God sisters several years ago to present my own experiences and to see if they felt there was a chance to rectify things from within the organization, I was told by one senior man, a former sannyasi, that what I had experienced was my karma and that nothing could be done. Again, I recalled Srila Prabhupada sadly stating that after he left, there would be no shelter, no protection for the women and children. He didn't say tough, it's their karma. Anyway, it was shortly after that meeting that I gave up any hope that things could be corrected from within the organization. As time went on and the mood of the devotees in general became more contaminated with the modern socialist perspective, the victims of abuse became the enemy, and the demonic perpetrators needed our compassion. Done, finished, the real compassion of the saintly kings was capital punishment when the crime deserved it. Srila Prabhupada wanted that things go properly in his society of devotees. In the earlier part of the 1970s, there had been some discrepancy involving the management of the Henry Street Temple in Brooklyn. There were serious offenses being committed to the devotees and to the deities, dishonesty with finances, and so on. For the most of us, we were very new devotees, and we didn't know how to deal with it. The senior devotees had maybe been practicing Krishna consciousness for 3 years. Srila Prabhupada wasn't displeased with the new devotees that they didn't know how to deal with it, that they couldn't correct it. He wrote to us and said, "You were like sheep. It's good that you followed, and it's also good that you kicked them out." But for the senior devotees, he chastised them and he said, "You're senior. You should have done something." So in many aspects, the organization has deviated from Srila Prabhupada's mood, his mission, and his teachings. Nothing was done by the most of the senior devotees to set things properly on course. And many of them, in fact, have personal responsibility for steering the ship of ISKCON into the dangerous waters of whereabouts unknown. Those honest souls who tried, out of his love for his divine grace, Srila Prabhupada, to set things straight, were minimized, ostracized, ridiculed, brutalized, or worse. And many sincere souls simply left for various reasons, aware that the organization was no longer being run by Srila Prabhupada. Some good people were threatened, blackmailed, or coerced, and therefore could not act in integrity with what they knew was right. It's not that Srila Prabhupada didn't warn us. He founded the organization to provide uplifting association for those who wanted to progress on the path of devotional service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. At the same time, he recognized that there were serious problems. In a letter to one disciple, he noted, regarding the poisonous effect in our society, "It is a fact, and I know wherefrom this poison tree has sprung up and how it affected practically the whole society in a very dangerous form. It is a fact, however, that the great sinister movement is within our society." In that letter, he instructed his leading disciples, "So all of you may try to save the society from this dangerous position." He told another disciple, "There are those in our movement who dress like devotees, sika, tilak, neck beads, and dhoti, but they are not devotees. They are agents of Kali. We must find them and weed them out." Proper etiquette, Vaishnav etiquette, is at the heart of the Lord, the heart of the devotees. the heart of Vedic culture, the heart of the preaching mission. But what if some of these personalities are not really devotees? Do we have to show etiquette to the external dress? Or do they need to be exposed for what they are and treat them accordingly? As we have quoted many times, Srila Bhaktivedanta Saraswati Maharaj wrote in Sajjanatoshini 18:2, 13, 14. After the time of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, those faithful to him kept apart from non-devotees to avoid contamination. Seeing this, the personality of Kali sent his representatives in disguise to pollute the Vaishnava Sampradaya. Posing as Vaishnavas, they spread their wicked doctrines and appeared so intelligent and devoted that only pure devotees could detect their real identity. So just know that anything I say ongoing in this video series is the tip of the iceberg, as they say. I have no desire to take down any organization or expose the criminals for the sake of exposing them. I'm not an activist at that level. It's not worth my effort unless Krishna asks that of me. Anything false will come down by its own design. But if I have to give the final kick to the crumbling infrastructure, I'll do it, because false religion must be exposed and taken down. We must become able to differentiate between what is simply a structure, an institution, and the real essence of Srila Prabhupada's gift to us. I want to present the essence of his teachings in words, in mood, in practicality. He gave me some instructions, some of which are too deep to discuss with hardly anyone. But I can share that he did tell me to accept no authority other than his own, and to clear his name from what's gone on in his name that doesn't represent his mood, his mission, and his teachings. All over the world, things are about to be exposed that are so heinous, so ugly, that people will be in shock. I'm concerned about the most of the people, as the evil deeds of those who were revered as leaders come out into the open. Their hearts will be devastated. And this is going to show itself in all fields, in the government, in politics, the financial systems, the medical industry, the entertainment industry, and others. It's going to show itself in the religious institutions and challenge people at the deepest levels of their faith. I know that Krishna will exhibit his expertise in how to wake people up to the nature of the material world, to shake them as much as they need to have the opportunity to come to their senses and face him again, but not hard enough to destroy them to the core. It's very delicate right now. It's a time of great change, and it doesn't mean it's going to be comfortable. People are going to be pushed to have to look at things from a different perspective, and hopefully they'll choose to look at it from the spiritual paradigm, the real spiritual paradigm. I surely don't intend to add to the discomfort. I feel that I'm here to help heal the hearts, and that my own experience, actually many experiences, have given me some ability to make a difference for others. I have to share enough of my own story to make some points, but I'm not caught in the details of it, and I don't see myself as a victim. I have no desire for revenge or retaliation. I just want to see people have the opportunity to uncover and develop their innate God consciousness, to be able to differentiate what is real from what is not, and give them enough education, according to what was given to me by Srila Prabhupada, that they can make an educated choice how they want to use this most valuable human form of life.